Kamagani, TEDxNIITuniversity, and Pavadhok to all the faculty members. Without the blessings of the gods and gurus, something so magnificent would not have been possible, putting all the minds here together. My topic for the day is lead at the edge of the precipice. To reach the precipice, you first have to climb the mountain, and that's not easy. Once you've climbed it, to remain there, you have to balance yourself there. When you are balancing yourself, from all directions, unexpected situations come up. And you are always in a situation of great peril, great decisions, a lot of people looking up to you, teams depending on you, and that is where your viewpoint comes in. And how you deal with it, how you overcome it, and in the end, the learnings that you get from it. So the devil whispers, you can't withstand the storm. In this land of warriors, in this land of Rana Kumbh, I would say, the warrior says, I am the storm. To climb, there are 6 qualities that I, in my journey, have seen are there in almost all the leaders. This is what you need to climb. First and foremost, as you can see, is the courage to take the first step, to fall, to rise, to stand up again, to move on. The second one that is there is communication. Everybody around you, all your stakeholders, juniors, seniors, everybody needs to know what it is that you're planning to achieve. Character. Character is absolutely the foundation of a good mountaineer. You cannot climb if you do not have the strength of character. I would like to quote Colonel Subhash Bakshi on this. He's also called Father Teresa in India. He said, "Jo dil aur nazar se utar jaye, kya farak padta hai, wo fir kahan jaye?" Nobody follows a leader who doesn't have a strong character. Cheerful. Why am I wearing yellow today? Inspired by Coldplay's song Yellow? Romedy now? It's a happy color. It's also easiest on the human eye. So I really want you to see me today. I'm born to a decorated army officer. My mother is a trained teacher and a dancer. And one thing that I do know about army kids is they're fearless, they're cheerful, because they're celebrating life all the time. Commitment. You have to have a focused goal. If you don't have a goal, how are you going to climb? Karmanyavadi karaste ma phaleshu kadachanam. I think we've heard it so many times. Charisma. This, I believe, is something that you cannot learn. You either have it in you, the beauty of your soul shines out. It's a gift from the divine, which makes a lot of people follow you. Once you have climbed and you've gone up there, good tailwinds may have also taken you up there. Staying up there is tougher than getting up there. To stay there, the first quality is integrity. It comes from the root word integer, which means whole. Initiative, intuition, please listen to your soul. We are soul. Introspection, we have to take negative feedback constructively. But you have to think, you have to work on it, and you have to work on yourself. Individuality. In my journey, I realized that some of my biggest strengths, I used to be told, are my biggest weaknesses. Don't be too straightforward. Don't be so blunt. Be a little tactful. God has made each one of us very unique with certain unique qualities. He put them there because in our journey, we needed those qualities. You have to inspire the team which is looking at you to remain there. A leader's head is always bursting with ideas. Identification of the situation, and then getting into action. You've got to be a high energy individual because you're constantly put on the treadmill. This treadmill in life is not a treadmill which slows down. Imagination. When the left side of your brain has set an intelligently set goal, the right side of your brain is completely free for creative thinking. Idealism, each one of us is recognized for the ideals we have. Without them, we are nothing. We are right where we wanted to be. We are right where we dreamt to be. And what is this happening? Suddenly my world is changing without my having done something wrong. So there are these 10 ions. As you all know, an ion is an energy particle. atom, molecule, cation, anion, positive energy, negative energy. We create our own magnetic fields and we create our own universe. There is nothing that happens to us which we have not created for ourselves. Iron is also a DC comic character, a superhero. And what is his quality? Mutualism. What is mutualism? Transferring energy, motivation, evaluation. What is going on? What is available to me? What are the resources? How am I going to deploy them? Passion. All this, all of you leaders will have to transfer. Compassion. Everybody who is part of your team doesn't have the same pluses and minuses. Emotion, determination, realization, relations. When you are tested and when you're on the edge of the precipice and when you are in trouble is when everybody deserts you. So hang on to the relationships which would be there to guide you, to support you, to help you. Occasion, in other words, situation. And the last but not the least, and according to me, the most important when you are in a situation of great peril, you're on the edge of the precipice. What is projection? It is something that I want must stay with you. So I'll explain it to you with a prop, which should remain with you a lifetime. This is something which came from my grandmother to my mother and to me. So it's a very precious piece of ornament. This improves my face value probably. But this is not what I need as a leader to project. This is irrelevant. The face value doesn't matter. It's the place value which matters. So this is something that I bought for myself. It's called a borla. This improves your place value because your chin will always stay up. You cannot look down. It is very important for you to project to everybody around. You will get them off the precipice, come what may. So we've crossed the precipice because we had the 6 C's, we had the 12 I's, we had the 10 ions, we crossed one precipice. There are more to come, remember that. So challenge yourself, evolve. If you are achieving all your goals, be grateful. A lot of people are responsible for every single one person who crosses every single precipice. Once you've crossed the precipice, you will never be the same person again. You will love what you have become after that. I'm told there are 40% girls and 60% boys here. Do a daily SWOT. Work on your strengths. Get rid of your weaknesses. Seize the opportunities. And when the threat comes, I am the storm. Be the storm, girls. Assess VUCA. You cannot deal with any stress if you're not aware of VUCA. I'm standing on this red circle because I'm safe here. The rest of the environment is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. That is what you will face in the real world. Another question which I think for all of us working women is always a topic for discussion. Ethics, morality, culture, so many things come into it. So how many of you dress to kill? How many dress to thrill? And how many of you would dress to remind your audience that I have a mind? See beyond my physical self. All of this is right. It just depends on which path you have chosen for yourself. For the guys, I have a question. Out of these 3, which one would you want to be? Girls, choose wisely. To a great, great extent, affect your future in life. Go back to the 6 C's when you're making your choice. Now, the tough story. So, 48 years of life and 27 years of corporate world. And that also in an industry where more often than not, I neither see any women in the boardrooms, hardly any, nor in any of the conferences I go. So different battles fought during this time and how I handle them. And if I could handle them, I'm sure you can handle them too. And if I was faced with these for situations which I don't think I created, then at some point of time, some of you also might be facing such situations. So the first battle was a physical battle. In 2002, my organization selected me to handle the Sunrise portfolio of retail real estate leasing, which was something new which was happening in our industry. I was taken to head the retail leasing team for that. Before that, from 91 till about 2001, I was very happily heading sales and enjoying, and I was very good at it. My comfort zone, I had to come out of it. And unfortunately, I fell very ill. While the illness would give me fever, But the medication would make me even more sick. It gave me hot rushes, it gave me nausea, the doctor advised me bed rest. I had two options. The first was I take a break from work and I join back after my treatment. I would have let my team down, I would have let my organization down. Or the second option, mind over matter, soul over mind. And let's see if this is just a sentence or it gets me somewhere. Between all the giddiness going on in my head, nobody other than my immediate family knew I was unwell. I gave it my all. If normally I worked from 10 to 7, I was working from 9 to 9. It was such a wonderful journey. The illness that was going on in my body, my mind had completely detached itself from my physical condition. At the end of that difficult year, it was very, very difficult. I had a little baby to look after. At the end of that year, I got a double promotion, I got a double increment. I said, battle won, precipice crossed. What I've put in intellectual is actually really, really hilarious, because this intellectual journey, I got married in 91, I became a mother in 96. My mind went all foggy once I became a mother. There's nothing in my life I enjoyed more than changing diapers and making feeding bottles. And I thought this was my lifetime achievement award from God, that a very sweet little baby was there in my lap, and that is all I wanted to do. And it was almost like a wake-up call when I realized that I had been doing just that, like Hakuna Matata, for 7 months, just me and my baby and me and my baby. And then I realized, I said, I was born in 69, 71 my dad was at the border. How must he be feeling? And then, you reason out with yourself, no, these are choices. My choice is to be with my baby. Maybe he didn't have a choice at that time, but there's nothing like that. We can't hide behind choices. You're either strong or you're weak. So I had to actually pull myself out of that beautiful world I had created for myself and go back to work. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been here. And the children support you also. So I said, okay, the guilt is behind me now. Social. I was sitting in a boardroom and I was talking to my colleague and sharing with him about how wonderful and warm somebody had been with us. There's another gentleman, very sophisticated, very suave, very intelligent, who decided to barge in on the conversation. And the minute I said, very kind and warm person. He said, I'm warmer, try me. I could have done 2, 3 things, slapped him across the face, complained to HR, taken him to court. A lot of options were there. But he had already fallen in my eyes. I could not get down to his level. I had to rise above. And I had a few seconds to say whatever I had to say, because otherwise everybody in that room would have thought they can talk to me like this and get away with it. So I still ignored that gentleman, and I continued my conversation with the person who was worth conversing with, and I told him, I said, I really need to talk to his wife and tell her just how deprived he is. God was so kind that next time when I was at the airport, I met her. And I said, he already looked so guilty. Nobody can make eye contact with me. I've taken my revenge. Should I or shouldn't I? But the Singh that I have in my name, I act sometimes faster than I think. And she came to me and she said, hi, Ananta, so lovely seeing you here. And I said, hi, how are you? So lovely seeing you here. And so she says, a lot of stress at work. I said, always there. I said, but you need to take care of him because he's out of character, extremely stressed, and talking things that one would never expect out of him. She turned red, she said, thank you, and then she was on the phone. He was sorted, I'm sure. You don't have to create scenes. You don't have to become a part of any tamasha. Emotional, I am presently going through an emotional precipice. My mother, who's the pillar of strength in our family, last year, she was diagnosed with a very rare illness called myelodysplastic syndrome. And what this syndrome does is that you have to undergo chemotherapy because your platelets are not enough. Anybody who has a loved one going through chemotherapy would understand what that means. Every month, 5 days, 4 nights, she's in hospital. I, along with my father, are her primary caretakers. Those 4 nights, I'm with her in hospital. I don't think in the whole year I have even taken a single day off. I shower at Fortis and I'm back to work. But what I have learned out of this emotional precipices, I and my mother have got closer than ever before. Because 4 nights, if 2 girls are locked in one room, there's nothing you would not know about each other. And from being a mother, she's become a friend and one of my dearest ones. So that is something which I'm presently dealing with. Professional precipice, when you have always risen and you've always been successful and you followed all the 6, 12, 10, all of it, and then suddenly one fine day, 2 of your portfolios get taken away from you. Even though you've given it your best, you can feel humiliated, you can feel jealous, you can feel bad about yourself, you can lose your self-confidence, you can quit. Most people quit. That this is a signal for me to quit. Or you can stay on from a distance, watch how the other person is handling it. If they are handling it better than you, you learn. And if they are not handling it better than you, then you gain back your confidence that yes, I was doing the right thing. Give everything to what is still there on your table. So what was taken away in 2015 came back to me in 2017. And I said, yes, I must have done something right. Financial precipice in 91 when I started. Financial, God has been kind. I've had an incredibly happy childhood. But when I started working in 91, I was getting a salary of 2,500 rupees a month. 250 went in Provident Fund, 750 went in commuting, and I had 1,500 rupees for 30 days. And lots of things I wanted to do with that. And because I was working, I was too proud to take money from anybody. That was an excellent lesson in budgeting, which I remember till now, because I got into a habit of writing everything I was spending. Spiritual precipice, and one of the toughest ones. I was named Ananta by my paternal grandfather, like is the custom in most Indian families. I was his eldest granddaughter. The day he was dying, I had a product launch as sales head. I had invited 350 people. There were almost 6 months of hard work behind us and hundreds of crores at stake. I had to take a call whether I wanted to be with him or I just wanted to go with the product launch because I was responsible for it. I spoke to my father, I spoke to my grandmother, and I went ahead with the product launch. As soon as it was over, I rushed. It was too late, but I think his blessings are with me. As a cop, he also always went for duty before emotions. So I think he must be somewhere proud of me. The learnings, as I told you, precipice isn't the end, it's always the beginning. So balance, view, and learning. Believe you are where you're meant to be. Thank you very much. And once again, Kamagani.